you don't have a hat, man. Stop it. I'm protecting him from the rain.
Go ahead and slap me awake.
I'd be willing to put this to trial.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna get your suit drying your suit off with my sponge. There you go, sir.
Thank you.
Unless they agree to take it off the not entering the database, then I'll pay the ticket.
Hey, my clothes are so they absorb all the rain.
I can pay for the damages to the fire hall. I mean, that was my fault, even if it had been my own vehicle, you know, that was on me. I'm willing to help a little bit with the cost of the ATV. I only had enough to buy my own. And but I have a little bit of money left over. I mean, if they need some help with getting a new ATV for a bait vehicle and, you know, some money for the fire hall damages, I can really help with that. I do feel responsible. I feel bad. I'm embarrassed, obviously. Someone's probably stolen my ATV by now. So did you send someone to get it yet? Can you impound it for me? Like, my ATV is still there unless somebody stole it. So hopefully when you guys take me back there, it's still there. Because I really don't have a lot of money, and I spent it all on my ATV. Trying to be reasonable.
I know he didn't check it.
Joyriding.
But how do you? How can I tell that it's my ATV or not? My ATV was parked nearby there. Now I'm remembering it's just around the corner.
Oh,
I was at the ATV previous to that. How am I supposed to know the difference? It doesn't make any sense. Like, let's go to court, I think, you know? If they really want to.
And the officers did drop a lot of the charges.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay.
No, like I say, I get both sides. I get, you know, it might have been an accident, and, you know, but at the end of the day, you still, you know, you run up to a club bike.
Thinking it was mine.
Here's the thing. The intent was genuine. He was not trying to steal an ATV because he thought it was his own.
Yeah. I don't know.
Criminal intent is when you actually know what you're doing beforehand.
I know
he didn't know.
Wait, what? There's Alfred.
Pouring myself another amaretto.
Unless you guys can prove his criminal
amaretto
intent,
number
that's
2.
where, you know, if you heard him say, "Oh, I'm going to steal this ATV and go run off with it," that's what you guys don't have.
I mean, I'm not worried about that personally, because you always have criminal negligence. You know, he didn't check. He stole it without checking. You know that it was his own.
Right.
He went on the assumption.
Joyriding. There is a punishment for that as well, but in that case it's joyriding. That's the difference between intent. I mean, if he had to lockpick his way into the car, then absolutely that's grand theft.
At the end of the day, it's down to the election officer. I'm just
No, it's going to be down to the judge.
Oh yeah. They got a judge here now.
Hello.
Looks like we're taking it to a judge. Quit playing games with my heart.
Alright, we got a judge coming over.
My heart. Okay. My heart. I should have known from the start. With my heart. With my heart.
Is he driving over now?
He is. I think this is him right here. Nope, that's not him. Where is he? He's over there. Oh, he's getting changed.
I was told that was your favorite song, Tim. I thought I'd sing it for you while we were here.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Thank you. Baby, baby, the love that we had was so strong. Baby.
I think that's him in the white. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's him in the white over there.
Hello.
Hello.
I know I like Mad World. He's trying to sing a song he didn't like.
Okay, Jess, we'd just like to I see this paperwork that we have here. What it is, we've been DTU's currently been running Operation Bumblebee, which involves a bait car parked outside the garage. We currently had a number of officers observing the quad bike and in undercover cars nearby. The suspect that you see in cuffs in front of you was one of the guys which actually approached the quad bike next to the ATM. He is seen looking at the quad bike about 4 to 5 seconds after, and then jumps on the quad bike with no hesitation. He then drives off down the road south. He then continues down towards the fire station, where he then crashes into the wall. Around 4 or 5 seconds later, we do tell the suspect to get off the bike. He still doesn't respond or listen to us. He then jumps off the bike and then starts to run. We have no option then to tase him because he's failed all response to us. We then have him in restraints and bring him back here.
Okay, so basically the sting operation had a quad bike in it involved. This man jumped in to a quad bike that he obviously didn't own, meaning he stole it by driving away from it. Then he refused to jump out of it and started running, and you tased him.
Yeah, after several warnings, after 2 to 3 warnings from the DTU officers on scene, he then jumped off and continued running away from the quad bike, where one of my officers had to tase him to be able to put him under control. He was very unresponsive via the voice. I don't know if he was shook up from the crash, which I've said to the guy, I'm not willing to charge him for the felony. I'm willing to just charge him for the GTA today, which is still not happy with. That's why I've had to call a judge into the into the case.
Okay. Well, obviously it's vehicle theft. Like, obvious. Because, yeah, I have seen how this happens. And if you have any evidence of it, that he had jumped into it, that's fine with me. That's vehicle theft at that point.
Yeah, so the man that claims he jumped onto the quad bike, thinking that it was his own quad bike, which was parked in the vicinity.
Yep. We'll plead our own defense. Thanks.
That's fine.
So, go ahead.
So he touched on it a little bit. He had his quad bike. He's a little bit negligent in the sense that he doesn't lock his vehicles ever. He thought he jumped onto his own quad bike, drove off. He'd actually, he heard the sirens. He didn't think they were for him, and they tased him pretty quickly after he got off the quad bike. So the criminal intent is not there. He thought it was his own vehicle. In order to charge him with grand theft, you have to show criminal intent that he was trying to steal the vehicle. He wasn't trying to steal the vehicle. He merely thought it was his own. And if anything, this is a case of misdemeanor joyriding and not felony evasion.
Not charging for felony evasion. The felony evasion is being dropped.
Or felony. I'm sorry. Exactly. You have felony grand theft. It's not felony grand theft. It's just a case of misdemeanor.
I thought it was a felony charge.
Judge.
Vehicle theft is a felony charge, unfortunately.
Judge.
Yeah. What's up?
I'm sending you the evidence right now, so you could see it with your own eyes.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
good.
Theft implies that he has criminal intent.
Jake, you're on.
That's correct. His criminal intent was actually on the bike and to drive away without his property, sir.
No, that's not true. That just means he was driving a vehicle. This is misdemeanor joyriding. If you look it up, misdemeanor joyriding shows that you have no criminal intent.
You have to understand that.
And you do not have, and you also have to. Grand Theft Auto is you do not have any sort of intention of giving the vehicle back. If he knew that wasn't his own vehicle, he didn't have a chance to actually figure that out, he would have returned it.
Well, when they put the lights on, why didn't he...
he assumed that was for someone else. He didn't realize because they were further down the road.
There you go,
Judge. He was right
Judge.
behind the suspect all the time, and as you can see in the video.
There you go, Judge.
Well, I mean...
Let me see.
We were trying to stop him for a good 15 seconds, and he actually must have been... I think within the video as well, he does actually look behind his shoulder, which actually causes him to crash. We're not trying to be harsh on your client. The thing is, we can't just let everybody
You
go.
absolutely are. You're very persistent on that. And he's never been in trouble with the law. You know, this is just a case of a big misunderstanding.
I'll let the judge.
Where was the suspect holding their own quad bike, which you were talking about? Where was the quad bike of yours?
You'd have to say that. I don't know.
Hello, Judge. My quad bike should be... I mentioned this right when we got here. I mentioned that maybe they should go and get my quad bike to verify that it's actually there to back up my story. I'm not sure if they did impound it or if they went and got it for me or not. But I did mention it was just around the corner. I thought that was my quad bike. It was right within the vicinity. So it should have been right around that area. But I had just run around the corner, like around the whole block with somebody. But his name is George. I don't know what his last name is, but I saw him right by the hospital. Maybe he can verify that I saw him there around the corner. Anyway, my quad bike was just in the vicinity.
A question to yourself, sir. Was your quad bike unlocked and the keys already in the ignition?
Yes.
Hey, can you take a car down and to see if you can see anything matching this description? Because if we pat this guy down and he's got any vehicle keys on him right now for the quad bike, you know, many people might leave the quad bike unlocked, but not many people will leave the keys in the ignition when they leave it.
Ah, fuck! I'm fucked.
That is the difference.
When did you, or where did you park your quad bike?
If you go to the, if you're facing the ATM, I think it was I think I left it to the left. The street that's to the left of it, if you're facing the ATM and like ahead, like behind where the ATM is. But on the left street. I don't know what the streets are called.
Okay, so left of the
left street.
Left of the
yes.
ATM.
Yes. On the street.
Is it like 10 meters, 20 meters?
It should be pretty close. I'd gotten off just to run around the block with, I think George is his name, but I don't know what his last name is. And I just came back, I'm like, there's my quad bike.
It's quite a distance though, isn't it? I mean, we'd understand something like this if the quad bikes were parked next to each other, but to be on an opposite street is quite a difference, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I was running around. George punched me in the face. We were running around the block. I didn't remember. By the time I got back, I'm like, there's my quad bike. It was right there. It was somewhere right there, you know what I mean? Jump on and drive away. Do the usual crash.
Well, after the reviewing the evidence, unfortunately the evidence does not show me what is on the other side of the ATM. It only shows the ATM and the area around it. There is no other quad bike around the area of the ATM. I do not know if there is another one on the other side of the road that I cannot see. So,
I hope it's still there because I don't have a lot of money.
And I can clearly see the intent of fleeing and looting after the police stop and start pulling out their tasers. You run across the street while trying to run in zigzags so the tasing wouldn't hit you. That is intent of trying to evade.
If I may, I'm not sure if my lawyer had mentioned, but I thought that the bike was going to blow up. I had told that to the police as well.
You were standing on the bike for a good 5 to 10 seconds. It would have already blown up.
Yeah, because I was like, oh my god, no, I crashed, ah! And basically, you know, like, here we go again, another crash bike, another bunch of cash down the drain. And then I'm like, oh god, this thing could blow. Boom, I'm off.
From the evidence that does not show because you did not say a word.
If I may,
waited
Judge,
5 seconds and then jumps out.
If I may, Judge, if I was running from the police, wouldn't I have jumped off just as quickly and ran? Sorry, that's just from my point of view.
Well, if you weren't running from the police, why would you even jump out and ran?
Are you okay, Jackie?
Well, that's what he's saying. He was fearing for his life. You know, he thought it was going to explode.
That's fine.
Again, I'm not a very good driver, and I'm not very good with vehicles, and it took a while for me to realize that thing could just blow up and kill me like it did earlier, so...
But why run in zigzag?